திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். எடுக்கும் மாக்கதை இந்தமிழ்ச் செய்யுளாய் நடக்கும் மேன்மை நமக்கருள் செய்திட தடக்கை ஐந்துடை தாழ்செவி நீள்முடி கடக்களிற்றை கருத்துள் நிறுத்துவான். உலகலாம் உணர்ந்தோதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நிர்மலி வேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவாம். சைவத்தின் மேற்சமயம் வேறிலை அதில் சார் சிவமாம் தெய்வத்தின் மே தெய்வமில்லரும் நான்மறைச் செம்பொருள் வாய்மை வைத்த திருத்தேவாரமும் திருவாசகமும் இவை தரச் செய்த நால்வர் பொற்றாள் இம்முயிர் துணையே. தில்லை வாழந்தனரை முதலாக சீர்படைத்த தொலையதாம் திருத்தொண்ட தொகையடியார் பதம் போற்றி ஒல்லையவர் புராண கதை உலகறிய விரித்துரைத்த செல்வமலி குன்றத்தூர் சேக்கிழாரடி போற்றி ஆதாரமாகிய மாணிக்க வாசகர் பாதார விந்தம் பணிவோம். பண்டு செய்த தீதான பாவங்கள் எல்லாம் தீர்ந்து ஞானோதயம் வந்து கூடிடுமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Dear devotees, welcome back to the Periyapuranam Discourse series with the blessings of the Almighty Lord Shiva. Today we're here to think through the third part of Shri Kazharitrarivar nayanar history. Let me bow my head to the lotus feet of David Chekla Swamigal and also to the 57th pontiff of Gunamati Kalyana Buriyadina, Srila Sri Gurumasanidanam, Srila Sri Rajasarvana Manikvasil Swamigal as well. By the grace of the Almighty Lord Shiva, let's go ahead and get started with the wonderful history of Emperor Kazharitrarivar nayanar. So last week we ended the class with Sundaramurti Swamigal and Kazharitrarivar nayanar standing on the bank of Kaveri. On the opposite side of the bank, they could see the temple tower of Tiruvayar, Panjavarneshwarar, Panjanadishwarar. Tiruvayar, wonderful temple. Here is where Thiruchitrambalam Swamigal got Tirukailaya Darshanam. We have covered that in Upper Swamigal Puranam as well. Such a wonderful temple. In this temple, Sri Nandi Devar also prayed to Lord Shiva, got blessed by Lord Shiva. Such a wonderful temple. We must visit that. So Sundara has already been to this temple in the past. So for Cheraman, this is the first time. So the moment he saw that, such a great temple. So here, Upper Swamigal got the Kailash Darshan, this temple, and Thiruchitrambalam Swamigal composed a wonderful song, Polanaindum Nerigalangi, Arivumayangi, such a wonderful song he composed it here. So he wanted to have a darshan of the Lord in that temple. He wished to visit, then he made a humble request to Sundaramurti Swamigal. We would like to worship the Lord. So how do we go? How do we cross the river? Because as their devotion to Lord was almost like flood, the water in River Kaveri was also in flood, big time. It was flooding like anything. There was no boat, nobody there to help them cross the river. So he made a request to Sundaramurti Swamigal. The Sundaramurti Swamigal prayed to Lord Ayyarappar and then composed a wonderful Tirupadikam in Kandara Panjamampan. Let's sing along with Sundaramurti Swamigal to pay our obeisance to the Lord Ayyarappar. Thiruchitrambalam. பரவும் பரிசொன்று அறியேனான் பண்டே உம்மை பயிலாதேன் இரவும் பகலும் நினைந்தாலும் எய்த நினைய மாட்டேன் நான் கரவில் அருவி கமுகு உண்ண தெங்கம் குலைக்கீழ் கருப்பாலை அரவம் தீரை காவிரி கோட்டத்து ஐயாறு உடைய அடிகளோ ஐயாறு உடைய அடிகளோ. Sundaramurti Swamigal praised the Lord of Thiruchitrambalam in 10 songs, but there was no response from the Lord. Then he composed another song. Usually, Sundaramurthy Swamigal Padigams have only 10 songs. This Padigam has 11 songs. So, the 11th song, he called out his Anmartal Lord Thiruvarur Puttidamunnar. He said, கூடி திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் கூடி அடியார் இருந்தாலும் குணமொன்றில்லீர் குறிப்பில்லீர் ஊடி இருந்தும் உணர்கிலேன் உம்மை தொண்டன் ஊரனேன் தேடி எங்கும் காண்கிலேன் திருவாரூரே சிந்திப்பன் ஆடும் தீரை காவிரி கோட்டத்து ஐயாறு உடைய அடிகளோ ஐயாறு உடைய அடிகளோ. Thiruchitrambalam. The moment Sundaramurthy Swamigal finished this song, that the whole world could hear a sound. Olam. Olam means, don't worry, I am here. It's an order from Ayyarappar to River Kaveri to give them a path. Thiruchitrambalam Swamigal composed a wonderful phrase, Manjil நிறைந்து நடமாட வல்லார், the Lord who dances in the golden court of Thillai. கன்று தடையுண்டு எதிரழைக்க கதறிக் கணைக்கும் புனிற்றா போல். If Thiruchitrambalam Swamigal compares the calves to Sundaramurthy Swamigal and Cheraman Perumal nayanar, and mother cow as Ayyarappar. When a calf calls, you would have seen, when a calf calls for its mother, the mother will come and rush to the calf like anything. Like that, கன்று தடையுண்டு எதிரழைக்க கதறிக் கணைக்கும் புனிற்றா போல் ஒன்றும் உணர்வால் சராசரங்கள் எல்லாம் கேட்க ஓலம் என நின்று மொழிந்தார் பொன்னிமானதியும் நீங்கி நெறிகாட்ட. Means the Lord said ஓலம். The Lord Ayyarappar gave the order to River Kaveri to make a path for them. And the miracle, it's a miracle, took place immediately. River Kaveri in spate divided into two parts, making a clear path for Sundaramurthy Swamigal, Cheraman Perumal nayanar, and other devotees to walk along and reach the opposite bank safely. Such a great miracle. And then they went through the path, they reached the temple, reached Ayyarappar temple, prayed to the Lord, had a great darshan, then came back on the same path, and then the last devotee stepped up, and when he reached the other side, all of them reached the opposite side of the bank. Then the path disappeared, the river started flowing as usual. Such a great miracle happened. And this specific Thirupadigam, Paramparisi Thirupadigam, composed in Kandara Panjamam tune, wonderful Thirupadigam devotees. If you are stuck in your life, unable to make a decision, you don't know how to move forward, maybe due to any personal problem, official issue, whatever it can be, please do recite this Padigam with strong devotion. You will see the change. Personally, I have experienced this many times in my life. So they had a great darshan and then started heading towards Kerala, Malaynadu. Sundaramurthy Swamigal and Cheraman Perumal nayanar reached Mahodai, the capital of Malaynadu. The senior ministers, army generals, all of them standing in the border of the country to welcome their king along with Sundaramurthy Swamigal as well. And both Nayanmar reached the palace of Cheraman Perumal, this Chera's empire, riding on his royal elephant, both of them. Sundaramurthy Swamigal and Cheraman Perumal nayanar riding on the royal elephant. Then the people of Malaynadu were praising both of them. One person would say, Sundaramurthy Swamigal is a good friend of our king. Nalla tholar nam Perumal tamakku nambiyavar enbar. Another person would say, Elayila davam munbu en seydom ivare tholar enbar, which means we have done some endless punya to have the darshan of Nambiyarurar. And another person would say, Selvaminiyan Peruvadanam Silambu Nattukana Vraipar. What other wealth are we going to get as we have Nambiyaru in our country? Solundaramo Perumal Seitulire Pari Renatulvar. Another person says, I have no words to even explain the service of our king because the king was serving Sundamti Swami. So both of them went around the streets of Magodai, then they reached the palace, and when they reached the palace, King Cheraman Perumal did Pada Puja for Sundaramurti Swamigal and did all the rituals and made a humble request to Sundaramurti Swamigal to sit on the Simhasana where the Chera emperors usually sit. And made Sundaramurti Swamigal sit on that Simhasana. Both of them were having a great time visiting many, many temples in Malenadu. And one fine day, Sundaramurti Swamigal decided to go back to Tiruvarur because that's where he belongs. Then from there, Sundaramurti Swamigal composed a wonderful Tirupadikam called Ponnum Meipurul Tiruvani in Takkesi tune. Wonderful Tirupadikam. Let's sing that song along with Sundaramurti Swamigal and pay our obeisance to the Lord of Tiruvarur. Thiruchitrambalam. பொன்னும் மெய்ப்பொருளும் தருவானை போகமும் திருவும் புணர்ப்பானை பின்னை என் பிழையை பொறுப்பானை பிழையலாம் தவிர பணிப்பானை இன்ன தன்மையன் என்றறியொன்னா எம்மானை எழி வந்த பிரானை அன்னம் வைகும் வயற்பழன தனி ஆரூரானை மறக்கலுமாமே ஆரூரானை மறக்கலுமாமே. So he was thinking about Tiruvarur Sivanmeenatha Swami, and he wanted to go back to Tiruvarur as early as possible. And he told his wonderful friend Cheraman Perumal Nayanar, he's been missing the Lord for a long time. He wanted to go back. Then the kings decided to give up the power and his kingdom, Cheraman Perumal Nayanar, and he wanted to be with Sundarar all the time. But Sundaramurti Swamigal refused to take him along with him. He said, the power and the empire were gifted to you by the Lord, and you must do your duty to continue to protect your country and people while worshipping Lord Shiva. Then he could not say no to his guru, Sundaramurti Swami. Then he accepted. Then he, as always, he ordered the senior ministers to pack many rich gifts, golds, jewels, and etc., for Sundaramurti Swami. And then he gave a grand send off to Sundaramurti Swamigal. He came up to the border of the Malay Nadu, and then Sundaramurti Swamigal went to Tamil Nadu. Cheraman Perumal went back to his palace. So now Sundaramurti Swamigal, along with his other devotees, heading towards Tiruvarur, and they were coming close to Tirumurugan Pundi. Then the Lord wanted to play a holy prank, Lord Shiva. And Devachekla Swamigal says, I don't know why the Lord did that. Maybe it's because he wanted to give that gift to Sundaramurti Swamigal himself. So he ordered Shivaganas and asked them to disguise as a group of hunters, go ahead and steal those rich gifts given by Cheraman Perumal Nayanar to Sundaramurti Swamigal. So they all, so the Shivaganas became a group of hunters, and they went to the troops that were carrying all the gifts, and they threatened them, "We'll kill you if you don't give us." They got scared, and then they stole away all the rich gifts given to Sundarar, and then they disappeared, and they did not go to Sundaramurti Swamigal. So then the troop came to Sundaramurti Swamigal and reported that, and they threatened group of hunters, scare them, and stole away all the gifts given by Cheraman Perumal Nayanar. Then Sundaramurti Swami was disappointed. How can this happen? A Shiva devotee gave me the gifts, and there's a Lord here. Then there was a he went to Thiruchitrambalam temple. Then he composed a wonderful prayer. And the reason he was disappointed because uh, those wealth were earned by dharma, following dharma. It's a wealth of Shiva devotee. It was gifted to him, and it should be reused for another Shaiva dharma purpose. Should be gifted back to other devotees. It cannot be stolen away by anyone else. So he went to Tirumurugan Pundi temple. He composed a wonderful Tirupadiyam in Palambanjuram. Let's sing that song along with Sundaramurti Swami and pay our respect to the Lord of Tirumurugan Pundi. Tirumurugan Pundi is where Lord Murugar worshipped Muruganatha Swami. The Lord name here is Muruganatha Swami. The goddess name is Muyanga Punmalayamai. Such a wonderful temple. Close to Avinashi. Thiruchitrambalam Kodugu Venjilai Vaduga Veduvar Viravalamai Solli Tidugu Mottana Kutti Kurai Kondaralai Kumidam Mudugu Nariya Vadugarval Murugan Pundi Managarvai Idugu Nunnidai Mangai Tannodum Yettu Kingirundir Embiran Nire Thiruchitrambalam. When Sundaramurti Swami finished this padikam with the blessings of Lord Shiva, all the hunters who were disguised as Shivaganas, who disguised as hunters, they all came back and returned the stolen gifts back to Sundaramurti Swami in the temple itself in a huge heap. And then Sundaramurti Swami happily continued his pilgrimage, and he reached Thiruvarur finally. Sundaramurti Swami will continue to worship the Lord in Thiruvarur. In the meantime, King Cheraman Perumal also continue to rule the Chera Empire, doing a lot of services to Shaivam, and both of them went to Kailash together. We will cover that in Villani Sarikam, which is the end of Periyapuranam. So that's, for now, that's pretty much about Kargunda Kodaikalaritravar Nayanar history. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் என்றும் இன்பம் பெருகுமேல்பினால் ஒன்று காதலித்துள்ளோம் ஓங்கிட மன்றுளாரடியார் அவர்வான் புகழ் நின்றது எங்கும் நிலவி உலகலாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹரஹர நம பார்வதி பதையே ஹரஹர மகாதேவா. சச்சபேசா சிவசிதம்பரம் தென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி, நாட்டவர்க்கும் நிறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். கார் கொண்ட கொடை களரிற்றெறிவாரி பிரான் சரமான் பெருமாள் நாயனார் அடிகள் போற்றி போற்றி. ஸ்ரீ சுந்தரமூர்த்தி சுவாமிகள் மலரடிகள் போற்றி போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.